Okay, so this is a continuation of the test review, and what we're going to do is we're starting on number 5. So this particular thing says we have a slope of 3/2 and it passes through the point 0, 2. Well, anytime we have something that passes through 0, that lets us know that it is one of our intercepts. If x is 0, it will be our y-intercept. So the y-intercept, or the b value, equals 2. And considering our m value is the slope, we have m equals 3/2. And all we have to do with this information is plug it into our generic equation. Y equals mx plus b. So we have y equals, m is 3/2, x plus b, we have a positive 2. So 3/2 x plus 2. You guys did it differently? Did you do the point slope formula?
So y
Yeah?
minus y1.
Perfect. So that's really cool for us to discover, because if it is a true equation and we do it different ways, we should always get back to the same place. So you were right, I'm right, and the beauty of it all is, like I've told you, you are in the box. You get to move it around however you want, right? So number 6 says describe the change. Whoa. Okay, I wonder where this is. I don't know. It says describe the change that occurs when the graph of y equals x plus 3 is translated to y equals 3x. So this is one you can plug into the calculator and see the different changes, or we can just think about it. We actually did a station like this week before last. So when we have y equals mx plus b, in our first equation, so we're just going to do this first equation in red, our m, or our slope, is 1 and our b is 3. When we look at our second equation, our m is 3 and our b is 0. So just based off of that knowledge, we can already tell that it's not going to be the same graph. And realistically speaking, one is going to be steeper, or it's going to increase greater than the other, and that's going to be the one with the higher slope. So y equals 3x will increase greater, is steeper. How do you spell steeper?
S-P-E-P-E-R.
Are you sure?
Yes. S-P-E-P-E-R. No, I don't look right now. No, let me check.
It's fine. We'll just if you're listening, you now know
At a higher angle.
that 3x is increasing quicker. And one of the translations that occurs when it moves, it now has a different y-intercept. So diff y-intercept. So we have the same idea for number 7. Describe the change that occurs when the graph of y equals 4x is translated to y equals x minus 2. So just considering that our original graph has a slope of 4 and our new graph has a slope of 1. So this time, instead of getting steeper, it was getting flatter. It got a little bit more level out. So we went from making big jumps, big steps, to small steps. So the new equation is flatter and crosses y-axis at -2. Using this knowledge that we have, we will eventually have, these lines will cross because they're not going at the same speed. So if we were to draw this, or if you guys were to look at your graph, we're going to have a point right here, and then we're going to go up 4 over 1. This other one has a point at -2, and you go up 1, 1. So although it would take a little while, yep, that's not even a beautiful graph. What I'm telling you eventually they would meet somewhere, which is not something for us to worry about at this particular point in time. But when you look at your graph, that is something that is interesting for us. So describe the change that occurs when the graph of 2x is translated to y equals negative 2x plus 1. So now if we consider the actual value of our slope, it is the same. This one is increasing by 2. This one is decreasing by 2. So they would actually be relatively similar in regards to the steepness. Just one is positive and one is going down. So the change that occurs, we go from a positive.
What's that?
It was the timer for you to switch activities. It goes from positive to negative, and the y-intercept changes again. So the test tomorrow is going to be multiple choice, so it may be a little bit easier for you guys to know what exactly it changes from. So our original y-intercept was 0, and the new y-intercept is positive 1, so that's really important for you to be aware of. Good. All right. This one is a little more challenging. It says to find the slope and the y-intercept, then write the equation. You had a homework like this. If you have not done it, it's late. So, all we have to do is find the slope and y-intercept. I would suggest the y-intercept is the easiest to start with. And to start there, we just see where it crosses the y-axis. So for this first one, it is going to be at a negative 2. And then our slope would be if we go from one point to another. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a point. Well, I don't go up any, and I go over 2, so it's 0 divided by 2. Anytime we have some number being divided by, 0 being divided by some number, that is 0. So the slope for this particular equation is 0, which is a placeholder, so we don't need to put it in our equation. As we've talked about, horizontal lines are the ones that say y equals something. So we have y equals negative 2. There is no slope, so there is no need to put an x value. There is not an independent. All there is exactly on negative 2. So we're going to pause and let you guys do 10, 11, and 12 real quick. Okay, so hopefully you paused the recording and did these, or you've already done them in class, whatever. And now I'm just giving you an opportunity to check with yourself and make sure you're on the right path, finding the y-intercept and then finding the slope of the equation. You always want to look from left to right to find the slope. Now we're going to write the equation of a line. Actually, we're going to stop this video and start another one.